you ever agreed to do something at work even though you were already too busy? Maybe you wanted to be helpful, but later you felt stressed because you had too much on your plate.
If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Many English learners know the language well enough to say yes, but they don't always know how to say no politely without sounding rude or unfriendly.
The good news is that native English speakers rarely say a direct no by itself in professional situations. Instead, they soften their response with polite phrases, explanations, or alternatives. Today, we'll show you exactly how to do that. All right, let's begin.
Good morning, Anna. How's your day going so far?
Good morning, Leo. It's been busy already. I've answered dozens of emails, finished a client report, and I still have 2 meetings this afternoon.
Sounds like you've had a productive morning.
Productive, yes. Relaxing, not exactly.
I know that feeling. Sometimes it seems like the work keeps growing no matter how much you finish.
That's true. Every time I cross something off my to-do list, 2 more tasks appear.
I was actually hoping to ask you for a favor.
Sure, what do you need?
Well, I'm preparing tomorrow's presentation for the sales team, and I was wondering if you could review my slides before the end of the day.
I'd really like to help because I know your presentations are important.
I appreciate that.
The problem is that my schedule is completely full today. I still need to finish a report before 5, and my manager asked me to prepare some numbers for tomorrow morning.
Oh, I didn't realize you were that busy.
It's been one of those days.
No worries. Thanks for telling me.
Notice something, everyone? I didn't simply say, no, I can't.
Exactly. Instead, Anna started with something positive.
I said, I'd really like to help.
That's a great expression because it shows willingness before explaining why you can't do something.
Let's repeat it one more time naturally.
I'd really like to help, but my schedule is completely full today.
That's much softer than simply saying no. And in professional environments, sounding polite makes a big difference.
Actually, I have another idea.
What's that?
If your deadline is tomorrow afternoon instead of tomorrow morning, I could review your slides first thing tomorrow after my meeting.
That could actually work.
Great. Then I'd be able to give your presentation my full attention instead of rushing through it today.
I appreciate that even more. Honest feedback tomorrow is better than hurried feedback today.
Exactly.
That's another useful strategy.
Instead of saying no and ending the conversation, offer another solution if you can.
Maybe you can't help today, but you can help tomorrow.
Or maybe you can't do the whole task, but you can do part of it.
People usually appreciate that because they see you're trying to be helpful within your limits.
Can I ask you something else?
Of course.
Do you ever feel guilty when you say no?
Honestly, I used to.
Really?
Absolutely. I thought saying yes all the time made me a good coworker.
And what changed?
I realized that saying yes to everything usually meant disappointing someone later because I couldn't finish all the work.
That's a good point.
Now, I try to be realistic.
Meaning?
If I know I don't have enough time, I say so politely instead of making a promise I probably can't keep.
That's actually more professional.
I think so too.
Here's another situation. Suppose your manager asks you if you can take on another project. What would you say?
I'd probably say something like this. I'd be happy to help. At the moment, though, I'm already working on 3 major projects. Which one would you like me to prioritize?
That's an excellent answer.
Notice that I didn't refuse the work immediately.
Instead, you asked your manager to decide what's most important.
Exactly.
That shifts the conversation toward priorities instead of simply refusing.
And managers often appreciate knowing your workload.
Let's teach everyone a useful expression. Today's phrase is, I'm tied up. When someone says they're tied up, they don't literally mean they're tied with ropes. It simply means they're very busy.
That's right. For example, I'm tied up with another project today. I'm tied up this afternoon. I'm tied up until 3 o'clock. Those are all very common expressions at work.
Can you say the sentence again?
Sure. I'm tied up with another project today.
Perfect. Thanks.
And remember, asking someone to repeat something is completely normal. If you don't understand, you can simply say, "Could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Could you say that a little more slowly?"
Here's another example. Imagine a coworker stops by your desk.
Hey Anna, could you help me organize these files right now?
What would you say? I'd probably answer, I wish I could, but I'm in the middle of something right now. Could we do it after lunch?
That sounds friendly.
Because it keeps the relationship positive. I'm not rejecting the person. I'm only saying that the timing doesn't work.
That's an important distinction. Sometimes you're saying no to the request, not to the person.
Exactly, and remembering that can make these conversations much easier.
You know what's interesting? People often respect you more when you communicate your limits clearly.
I agree. If you're always available, people may assume you can always take on more work.
But if you're honest about your schedule, everyone can plan better.
That's true. Being polite doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means communicating respectfully even when the answer is no.
Anna, imagine this situation. Your manager walks over to your desk just before lunch.
Okay, let's do it.
Anna, I have another project I'd like you to handle this afternoon.
I'd respond like this. I'm happy to help. Right now, I'm finishing the quarterly report that you asked for yesterday. Would you like me to finish that first, or should I switch to the new project?
That's an excellent response. You didn't simply say, I can't. Instead, you reminded your manager about your current priorities.
Exactly. Managers sometimes don't remember every task they've assigned. Giving them a clear picture helps them decide what's most important.
And notice that Anna asked the question. That invites collaboration instead of creating conflict.
Here's another example. Suppose my manager says, we really need this finished by the end of today.
But you know there's no realistic way to finish. What would you say?
I'd probably answer, I understand that this is important. Based on the amount of work involved, I'm concerned I won't be able to complete it by today without affecting the quality. Would tomorrow morning work instead?
That's a very professional answer.
Notice I didn't say, that's impossible. Instead, I explained my concern and suggested another deadline.
Professional communication often focuses on solving problems rather than pointing out problems. Let's imagine another situation. You're getting ready to leave work after a long day. You've already packed your laptop. Then a coworker walks over. Hey, Anna, could you stay another 2 hours and help me organize these documents?
That's a difficult one. I'd probably say, I'm sorry, but I already have plans this evening that I can't change. If you'd like, I can help you tomorrow morning.
Simple, honest, respectful.
And something important to remember, you don't always have to explain every detail.
That's true. You don't need to tell everyone exactly where you're going or why you're unavailable.
Saying, I already have plans is usually enough.
Let's teach another useful phrase. Today's expression is, I have a lot on my plate. This doesn't mean you're talking about food. It's an idiom. It means you already have many responsibilities or tasks.
For example, I'd love to help, but I already have a lot on my plate this week. Or, I have a lot on my plate before Friday. You'll hear this expression all the time in offices.
It sounds natural and professional.
Here's a situation many people experience. Someone asks for help several times even after you've already said no politely.
That can feel uncomfortable. Let's practice. Anna, are you sure you can't help me today?
I wish I could, but unfortunately my schedule hasn't changed.
What if it only takes 15 minutes?
I understand why you're asking, but I still need to finish my own deadlines first.
Maybe just a quick look?
I'm sorry, but I really can't today.
That was interesting. You stayed polite the entire time.
But I also stayed consistent. Sometimes people think they have to create a different excuse every time. You don't. Simply repeating your message politely is perfectly acceptable.
Here's another common workplace situation. Your team is scheduling a meeting. Someone says, can everyone meet today at 4:30?
If I already had another commitment, I could say, I won't be available at 4:30. Would 3 o'clock or tomorrow morning work instead?
Again, you aren't just saying no, you're helping find another solution.
That's often what makes professional communication successful.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why do you think so many people are afraid of saying no?
I think many people worry they'll seem lazy or uncooperative.
That makes sense.
But in reality, constantly saying yes can create even bigger problems. You become overwhelmed. Your work quality may suffer, deadlines get missed, and eventually everyone is affected.
That's a great point. Being reliable isn't about accepting every task. It's about making realistic commitments.
Exactly. If I promise something, I want people to trust that I'll actually deliver it.
Let's do one final role play. I'll be your coworker. Ready?
Ready.
Anna, could you write tomorrow's meeting notes?
I won't be able to do this time because I'm presenting during the meeting. Maybe someone who isn't presenting could handle the notes.
Great answer. Here's another. Could you train our new employee this afternoon?
I'd be happy to help later this week. This afternoon, I'm completely booked.
Excellent. One more. Can you finish this report for me?
I'm afraid I can't because I need to finish my own deadline first.
Perfect. Each answer was polite, clear, and confident.
Let's quickly review some of today's most useful expressions. I'd really like to help, but I'm afraid I can't today. I'm tied up at the moment.
I have a lot on my plate. I already have another commitment. I won't be available. Could we do it tomorrow instead? Would another time work?
I'm concerned I won't be able to meet that deadline. I'd be happy to help after I finish my current project.
These are all expressions you'll hear in real workplaces every day.
The more you practice them, the more comfortable you'll feel in real conversations with coworkers and managers.
If you enjoyed practicing with us today, please give this video a like, subscribe to the English Talk channel, and share it with a friend who's learning English too.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember that confidence comes one conversation at a time.
We'll see you in the next lesson.
Goodbye, everyone, and have a wonderful day.